I just wanted to put out a video, kind of like in response to my previous, not my previous video, but the one about Uppity Unicorn that I did this morning. I just wanted to put out a video just saying like how I think dark-skinned black women aren't invaluable. They're not um lesser value. They're not someone who is lesser just because you want to view them through the eyes of a dark skinned black man who is insecure about himself. And I just wanted to put that out there because I think people didn't really get my message there. But to me, that's a major thing. That's my main point. And this is a major reason why I don't believe in colorism. Because I do think that dark skinned black women are equal to the rest of us. And if not more beautiful than, brown skinned and light skinned black women, even. Many of the ethnic features of the exotic black beautiful woman is, to me, unique to her. And it fits her whole package even more than it does a light skinned or brown skinned black woman. Especially if a brown skinned or light skinned black woman has the same features as a dark skinned black woman. It's kind of like an incomplete package. And speaking of uppity, I mean, I've actually talked to people, well, not in her sector, but somebody she beefed with when I was in the middle of a fight. I actually used that as a thing, but anyway, that's just how I honestly feel about certain people. It's just kind of like um, light skinned and like brown skinned black people who have the same features as dark skinned black people. It's kind of like you really expect me to, you know, have the idea that just having lighter skin is going to be an ideal look for a phenotype that is utterly feminine in its whole capacity, in my opinion. Basically, think of it. Dark skinned black women, they have very soft features. And their dark skin kind of like, to me, adds to it. One, because dark skin hides a lot of, it makes the features a little bit more rounder, and because it hides, like, for example, if you're a hairier person, you wouldn't see it as much on a darker skinned person. It leaves for a more feminine look. Added to the fact that African features are very feminine, like high cheekbones, full brown lips, soft round nose, almond shaped eyes, no brow ridge, round forehead, and a round hairline. So, I mean, like, I generally think that they really have an ideal phenotype, and I don't get why people have to try and put them in a view of them being lesser. From my perspective, it's just like, it's not something I'm used to being the case in reality, basically. Because I've known in my life how dark skinned black women, their beauty is actually acknowledged by many different people of many different races. And it's a big connotation for someone to actually attack a dark skinned black woman by saying she's dark and that's why she's unattractive. Most people wouldn't believe it, it's not really believable. Most people wouldn't agree, and most people would just think that that person is a racist person or someone who has a warped way of thinking of dark skin. I think people who don't see that, to me, see it the same way as the person who is saying that dark skin is lesser simply for being dark. Honestly, I can relate to this, honestly, because to me, it's always been growing up, I used to see that sometimes people would say just because you're black, your beauty has to be less than, you know? And from my perspective, it never really affected me because it was always like, well, if blackness makes your beauty less than, what does that even mean? It's not a feature. It doesn't have any effect on my actual looks and phenotype. You're just saying because I belong to a certain race, it's supposed to be lower? That doesn't to me, that doesn't correlate with anything because you just have an idea of the black race. But does that have to do with how one really looks? Does that have to do with your nose, your cheekbones, your lips, your eyes? That it doesn't have to do with any of your facial features. It just has to do with somebody saying that they see blackness in a lower view. Maybe because I grew up around women who I was always told were beautiful by other races and black people, the same, that were dark skinned, that to me it never means anything because I know that that beauty can be celebrated. So to me, it is odd when people try and say that the beauty standards for dark skinned black women is white women or even brown skinned women sometimes, in some cases, especially darker brown skinned women. When I say that, I mean like Gabrielle Union. Um, because to me it's like they're worlds apart. I don't think anyone is looking at a black woman who's dark skinned and looking and expecting to see a white woman. Like, to me that would be psychotic. Why are you looking at a black person of any gender and expecting to see a white person? You know what I mean? So I don't understand why such standards would be for a dark skinned black person. More so, I don't see it actually. I see more there that, like, the natural look of them is more embrace and basically saying that you're embracing their beauty. But I don't understand, like, why brown skinned and light skinned black women don't have the same thing. Our image is not really embraced as it is. We're always just pushed to one or the other. As brown skinned women, if we're like dark skinned, closer to dark skin, we're pushed over there. But otherwise, we're put to standards that we can't really commit to. Light skinned, biracial, or brown skinned for that matter. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.